Hello, I'm Tina Heinrich, a physician assistant at the Guam Seventh-day Adventist Clinic. Here's a message for your health now. So let's talk about rest. Are you tired of being tired? If you're like most people, the answer is probably yes. People are reluctant to say goodnight to responsibilities and fun. Jobs and families beckon, the internet and late-night television entice us, online shopping lures shoppers well into the wee hours of the morning. When depriving of ourselves of sleep, we accumulate the total amount of sleep lost over days. So if you lose 1 hour sleep each night for a week, at the end of the week you will have a sleep debt of 7 hours, which is nearly the same as losing a whole night's of sleep. So a small amount of sleep loss weakens the immune system and makes us more likely to have infection and disease. So sleep deprivation also increases a person's risk of high blood pressure, fast heart rate, heart disease, obesity, like weight gain, type 2 diabetes, inflammation, death from heart attack, and death rate actually in general. Lack of sleep slows mental processes and have difficulty concentrating. A momentary lapse from sleep debt while driving could result in not seeing a child running across the street. Even our moods are affected by sleep debt. Not only do tired people feel more tired and less vigorous, but they also tend to become more depressed. So as sleep debt increases, people are more likely to become irritable. The bottom line is that when we allow ourselves to get tired, the highest mental function and our health are compromised, unfortunately. So some causes of sleep debt are television, internet surfing, entertainment, and sports like Netflix, overwork and night shift work, stress and anxiety can affect us, noisy environment, also the use of many common medications and stimulants such as actually caffeine, and a sedentary lifestyle, so not exercising. So is there a spiritual impact from sleep loss? So tiredness has a more important impact on our spiritual life than it has on our ordinary daily activities. Optimal decision-making capacity is necessary to differentiate between right and wrong. In addition, when we are tired, we have even less motivation and willpower to act on what we know is correct. Thus, we fall into temptation more easily. So Bible study and prayer is the lifeline of the Christian. If we are tired, it will lessen our interest and ability to study and understand the Bible, and we will weaken our commitment to communicate with God in prayer. So how much sleep do we need? Generally, for adults, it's about 7 to 8 hours, and also the timing of sleep is actually very important. So every hour before midnight is actually worth double. So for adults, it's better to sleep by 9:30 p.m. and no later than 10 p.m. Students, depending on their age, will need earlier sleep to really maximize their learning and memory abilities. So here are some benefits of light exposure. So if someone has difficulty with falling asleep, you actually want to increase the early morning sunlight, so getting outside in the fresh air. You also want to decrease the blue light exposure, especially an hour before bedtime. So this is like TV, cell phone, iPhones, as well. If someone has fragmentation and difficulty maintaining sleep, you want to actually increase morning and mid-afternoon sun exposure. So sleep deficiencies from waking up too early, then you increase the late afternoon and evening sunlight to increase your melatonin production. So let's say jet lag, you're traveling eastward, so you're actually going to the States. You want to get exposure to bright light, preferably outdoors, close to a new ideal wake-up time. So jet lag traveling westward, so coming back to Guam, you want to get late afternoon and early evening and bright light, preferably outdoors. So here's a few things you can do to keep a good rested condition. Have a regular time for going to bed and a regular time to rise that allows you the good 8 hours of good sleep. And stick to your schedule even on the weekends. You also want to exercise a minimum of 30 minutes each day, preferably outdoors and during the day, so you can get that sunlight and that fresh air, and that really can help with sound, sweet sleep. Eating a healthy diet, and especially avoid that late, large evening meal. Also, eating salty foods in the evening can make you stay awake, so try to avoid that as well. Set aside one day each week for rest and recuperation, and take a truly restful vacation each year. Avoid the use of alcohol, cigarettes, caffeine, or other stimulants, and especially electronics. Remember, an hour before bedtime, really trying to cut those out. So sleep in a dark, quiet, cool room with a supported, comfortable bed whenever possible. But remember, no blue lights. If you find yourself troubled or upset, make an effort to solve the problem as best you can before bedtime. Learn to control your stress and anxiety positively by putting your trust in God. So then, when you lie down, you will not be afraid. Yes, you will lie down and your sleep will be sweet. Proverbs 3, verses 24. So this is a precious promise that God has given us to have more restful sleep. Thank you for watching. May God bring you hope and health now.